After receiving multiple requests for assistance with the long-range missile system ATACMS MGM-140 from Kiev, U.S. officials have recently told their Ukrainian counterparts that Washington will not send the Army tactical missile system, ATACMS, to President Zelensky's government, citing concerns about limited supply of this missile line. Politico quoted sources familiar with the matter as saying that transferring long-range missiles to Ukraine would deplete the U.S. stockpile, affecting the country's ability to cope with future conflicts. However, many military analysts believe that this is just an excuse. The real reason that U.S. officials are concerned that Ukraine will use ATACMS to launch deep attacks into Russian territory. This could be seen by Russia as an escalation of the war and will result in a strong retaliation when its territory is threatened. If Russian territory is invaded, there is a high likelihood that World War III will break out. So what is the power of this missile that makes the US so hesitant? Let's find out in today's video. The power of MGM-140 ATACMS. MGM-140 ATACMS is a tactical ballistic missile developed by Lockheed Martin for the U.S. military and some allied countries. It was introduced in 1987 as a short-range ballistic missile that can be fired from HIMARS launchers as well as from multiple launch rocket systems that Ukraine has received from the UK and Germany. It's considered a counterbalance to Russia's Iskander missile. Each standard ATACMS container contains 6 missiles, similar to a multiple rocket launcher. ATACMS uses a guidance system that combines inertial and GPS positioning. Modern versions of ATACMS have a range of up to 300 kilometers and carry a single unitary warhead weighing 220 kilograms, meaning they can hit targets at a distance 3 times greater than the range of the guided multiple launch rocket system, GMLRS, that Ukraine is using, with a warhead that is roughly 2.5 times larger, and when needed can also deploy a nuclear warhead with a yield of 15 to 25 kT. MGM-140 ATACMS is a tactical missile weighing approximately 3,690 pounds, 1,670 kilograms, 13 feet, 4 meters long, and 24 inches, 610 millimeters in diameter. It has a maximum range of up to 190 miles, 300 kilometers, and a wingspan of 55 inches, 1.5 meters. ATACMS can fly up to an altitude of over 160,000 feet, 50 kilometers, and reach speeds exceeding Mach 3, 0.6 miles per second, 1 kilometer per second. The guidance system of MGM-140 ATACMS uses inertial navigation guidance and GPS support to improve accuracy when attacking targets. These specifications show that ATACMS is a powerful and efficient tactical missile with the ability to accurately attack distant targets and in harsh combat conditions. MGM-140 saw its first combat deployment in Operation Desert Storm in 1991, where around 32 missiles were launched from M270 launchers. In the Iraq War of 2003, over 450 ATACMS missiles were fired by the U.S. into the Iraqi military, causing significant damage and contributing to the downfall of the country's army. As of early 2015, over 560 ATACMS missiles have been fired in combat. In 2007, the U.S. Army ended the ATACMS program due to cost concerns and a lack of additional stockpile. To maintain the remaining inventory, the Service Life Extension Program, SLEP, was implemented, which involves refurbishing or replacing propulsion and guidance systems, replacing cluster munition warheads with single-unit fragmentation warheads, and adding a proximity fuse option to achieve area effect. There are 3 variants of MGM-140 ATACMS: MGM-140A, MGM-140B, and MGM-168A. MGM-140A is equipped with a warhead containing 950 advanced anti-personnel, anti-material (APAM) submunitions that are dispersed in the air during the missile's final stage of flight. With a longer firing distance from the target, the submunitions can cover an area of up to 33,000 meters squared with a blast radius of 15 meters per submission. MGM-140B disperses the same M74 submissions, but with a smaller amount compared to MGM-140A. MGM-160 ATA has a single warhead designed to significantly enhance attack power on point targets while minimizing collateral damage. All three warhead types are best suited for attacking unarmored targets. What advantages would Ukraine have with ATACMS missiles? The additional capabilities provided by ATACMS would allow Ukraine to easily and effectively attack high-value targets deep behind enemy lines, with greater frequency. The attack on the Saki Air Base in Crimea on August 9th, which Ukraine claimed destroyed or damaged many fighter jets, demonstrated the potential for deep strikes against Russian forces and facilities. Attacks on air bases and ammunition depots used by Russian forces in Ukraine, including in Crimea, would degrade Moscow's ability to sustain its forces and resist a new Ukrainian counteroffensive. Additionally, ATACMS could help degrade Russia's long-range attack capabilities. Similarly, Ukrainian forces could use ATACMS to prevent Russian naval vessels from docking at Sevastopol, Crimea, weakening their ability to launch missile attacks from the sea and enforce blockades of Ukraine's Black Sea ports. ATACMS attacks on higher-level Russian command and control nodes beyond the range of GMLRS could also disrupt the organization of Russian forces and destroy ground-based air defense systems such as the S-300 and S-400 would enhance the effectiveness of the Ukrainian Air Force. However, perhaps the most important thing is that the Ukrainian military can destroy the rail hubs and bridges that Russia relies on for its logistics. The Russian military mainly relies on rail transport for their supplies, and they lack trucking capacity to replace rail transport. Disrupting these important logistical nodes could disrupt Russia's combat capabilities, similar to what the GMLRS system did when it targeted Russian fuel and ammunition depots at the tactical level. Of course, military benefits are not the main reason why the US government refused to provide ATACMS to Ukraine. The White House is concerned about Russia's escalation in response to the provision of ATACMS. That is why President Joe Biden decided in May not to send ATACMS to Ukraine, saying that the US will provide GMLRS but will not send Ukraine missile systems that could attack Russia. Western analysts believe that there is a legitimate reason to believe that these concerns are exaggerated. There is one thing: Moscow's reaction to the West's provision of advanced military systems to Ukraine so far has been noteworthy, but not powerful. Moscow has retained itself from targeting any NATO member, even though Western support has helped Ukraine deter an attack on Kiev and thwart Moscow's further efforts in eastern Ukraine. And that's all for today's content. What do you think about the story? Leave your thoughts and feelings in the comments section below. Don't forget to suggest the next topics you want to analyze. Thank you for following and supporting the channel. If you like it, give US Military one like, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell. For now, goodbye and see you again.